Hello, everybody. This is Rosa, and this is
Sandra.
and we're here at Thrive Coffee Shop with their amazing new banana matcha. Well, today we are going to be talking a little bit about what happened to Sandra and her experience with scams and fraud. She wants to take you to a place where it's not easy for her to talk about, but she wants to share her experience and talk about her experience so she can make others aware of what's going on. Okay. And Sandra, do you want to start at maybe like the time and date where this took place?
Okay. Yes. Around October, the latter part of October of 2022, I became ill. I kept fainting, passing out, and I had to go to the hospital to have some tests run, which is very serious. So did not take that very well, but had to, basically go strictly by the rules. And anyway, so just did everything they said. I did.
So what happened after you were able to walk? What happened after that?
Well, basically, after I could walk, I would move to a home, like it was a group home, and I lost a lot of weight. I weighed like 98 pounds. I started losing all my hair.
Yeah.
And I was there for about a month or month and a half. And then I ended up having to go back into the group home or into the hospital because I was having some issues with my, didn't really understand it, but like in my side. And, and I needed to get back into the hospital to have help with that. So I didn't really understand what was going on with that, but went back into the hospital for like about 2 weeks for that. And then didn't really get any kind of understanding or, anything like, any clearness on that. But
Wow.
So left the hospital with everything kind of okay, but got put into another group home for a couple of weeks, and then.
And why were you being put in these group homes? Because these group homes were supposed to help you, like almost like
yeah, it's basically people who are have health issues too.
Okay.
And
okay.
Yeah, so and there were a couple women. Yeah, I had like two or three women in the group home with me. They put people together who had issues,
That makes sense.
And who owned that group home, she was real sweet. I liked her. But so stayed in that group home for really honestly only about a week, maybe a week and a half. So ended up having to go back to the hospital again because I was having issues with my. I had to have an ileostomy put in place, which is it's like the big large bag. What's it called? Colonoscopy it's a big bag for your colon. I got lucky and I just had to have an ileostomy, which is a lot less. It's a lot less to deal with. But
so let me put this on into play. You were in and out of the hospital. You were in and out of the group homes trying to get better, but it was like just you keep getting ill. You were like pretty much it was a near death experience.
Yes.
And what happened during that time that that it just even got worse for you? What happened? You tell us a little bit more about that.
Well, I had an experience where one day I was just laying in bed, and I was basically saying, I was just talking to myself, but I was talking to the Lord. And I said, and I didn't even care if anybody around me heard me because, I just didn't care. I was talking to my father, and I said, I'm going to go, you know. And he said, no, I'll just take my hand and don't let go. And I said, okay, I promise I'll take your hand and don't let go. And I was speaking in tongues to him. And and he said, okay, we've got a lot of work to do. And I said, okay, Father. And that night, and I took his hand, and he raised me up, and by the ceiling, and I was looking down. I saw him. I saw me in the hospital bed. I saw all the machines I was hooked up to.
And this was at the hospital or the group home?
At the hospital.
Oh, wow.
And I saw the TV and everything. I saw all the machines I was hooked up to. And I saw the walker and, everything. And so I was like, wow, he's doing that to me to show me that it's real, because otherwise I wouldn't have believed it was real, because I was so skeptical. And so I believed it, and I was like, thank you, Father. And so I believed from that point forward. Right. So anyway, but that's what I believe. He was giving me a moment so I could see that he was real, and it wasn't any kind of, one of the treatments I was receiving or anything. So it was a real experience.
He got you out of that situation where
yes.
you almost passed.
Yes.
Passed. You were, and
yes.
He was like, I'm not done with you just yet.
Yes.
And, look at you now. I mean,
yes.
You are just here. You're so full of life.
Yep.
And, I love it. I love that you just want to share your testimony. But yes. I know you mentioned to me, like, while you were going and you were trying to get better, something awful happened to you.
Yes.
And that's what we want to talk about today, is what happened to her while she was in and out of the hospital, almost died. And I mean, she's about 94 pounds. Like, she was a skeleton at that time, right? Your hair was falling out. She was unrecognizable. This is not the same woman you see sitting down next to me. No. So she wants to talk a little bit more about what happened to her while it was at the group home, correct? Okay. Before we move on and talk about what happened at the group home, I really just want to say thank you for speaking out on this, because I know it's not easy for you. Okay. And I am really, honestly, I think you're so brave for this, because you're giving a lot of people that have been through the same thing a voice, and you're helping prevent this. So that's why we're talking about it. Two things. So if it has happened to you, to know you're not alone, and two, if it has not, to prevent it to happen. We're trying to prevent this to happen to anybody, really. So would you like to share a little bit of share what happened?
Okay. So when I was in the group, one of the group homes, somebody, I was asleep. Somebody got into my purse, and they took my debit card out of my purse, and they just walked away quickly, took a picture of the front and back of my card, snuck back over in and put it back into my purse, and then took off. And I wasn't aware of it for a few days. I left to go out to Ben Wheeler to try to get my life back together. And see, we weren't allowed to use phones at that Ben Wheeler, so I didn't even know how to, I couldn't access my account to find out if somebody was using my debit card or whatever. So 9 months later, when I left the place in Ben Wheeler, I started looking through my bank account online, and all these crazy charges were being made on my account. And so I went into the bank and told them, this is fraud and I need to dispute it. And they said, well, you can't, because it looks like it's you. And I said, well, it's not me, so I need to dispute these charges. And So I marked all the fraud charges. I sent them in to the fraud department, and I spoke to a lady. She said, "Well, we can't mark them as fraud, even though we know it's fraud."
Mm-hmm.
And I said, "Well, that's too bad because it's fraud, and you just said it was fraud, and for whatever reason, you're telling me you're not going to reimburse me for it. So I'm going to fight it."
Mm-hmm.
And
And like, were they using your pen as well, or they were just
No.
they were using it online, or how was it
no,
that
it was that they didn't know my PIN number, but they were doing it was like the POS point of sale, and how they
And about how much did they use on
$2,800.
$2,800?
Yes, and that's a felony. So anything over 2,500 is a misdemeanor. 2,800 is a felony.
Right. But going back to your personal experience, so why did the bank say that they could not, why couldn't they not refund you for the fraud?
They didn't say why. They just said that they weren't gonna investigate it any further. And yeah, it was 2,400 of it was one vendor, and 400 was another. And
so they were making big purchases. It's not like a lot of small purchases. It was like a big purchase.
Yeah, no. One of them was 2,000 with one vendor, and then 400 with another. And then the other debit card, it was like a certain amount. And
so they took pictures of multiple of your cards, or just one card?
They took it was like the same. They used a chunk of money on with one vendor, and then a chunk of money to another.
Okay, but it was one card.
Right.
One card with multiple vendors.
Yes.
Okay.
So I tracked them both down, and but they don't want to admit they're guilty. So of course they wouldn't. So
and did you let them know your situation, like what was going on and everything?
Yeah.
That you didn't have access to your phone, that you would have been able to maybe catch it sooner?
Yes, I did all that, and they said that basically, oh well, it's too bad. They said that I would have had to go in and advise them sooner. And I said, well, there's just no way I could have done that because of my circumstances where I was at. So that wasn't really fair. And so anyway,
So what would you like to share with everybody watching right now? What would you like to share and tell them?
Well, what I'd like to share is always, 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 please be careful with your banking, your banking, your way of banking. Always, always keep track of your banking information, how you're banking. Always, like, if you're banking online, please watch it daily if you can. Don't ever just blow it off or whatever. If there's like one transaction, make sure there's not a lot of goofy transactions after it, because that one transaction could be them setting a pattern of fraud. That's how it works. They set one transaction and they just make it they'll let it go wild. And then,
And how do you feel like this has affected you? Like, how did them, because I know you were at your worst point and it was the only money you had, and they win, and while you're physically going through so much pain and you're trying to recover and you're having like a near-death experience, and then they come and they target your finances, because whoever did that, obviously, did they know a little bit about you, or it's a stranger? Do you feel like you know who did it?
Yes, they know my situation well, and I'm disgusted by the fact that they did this, and it just I don't know if there's a word for what I think they are. It's evil, actually, evil at its worst, and
Right.
I'm appalled by it.
Yeah, well, I'm sorry that that happened to you, and I'm sorry that you feel that way. I mean, that is just the worst because now in every category, like imagine you wanted to get a car with the money you had saved,
Yes.
and that, that got in the middle of that, and it was just a lot of things. And now, now you're not, you're going through things mentally, you're going through things physically, you're going through things financially, and it's by someone you know, and the betrayal. So like that's when I feel like the gospel comes in and it helps you through all those trials and yeah, exactly. And it just really it teaches us on how to forgive, and teaches us that these things only God can get us through. And look at you where you are now. Like yes, the bank didn't like refund. Did they at least refund some, or they didn't refund at all? Well, they didn't refund at all. But it makes me sad. But I'm just glad you're here, and now you want to do something with your story. You want to be able to help others with, hey, I think scams are such at a high, like all-time high right now. There's scams in every category of business, and I think we need to be more alert than ever. And I actually have a similar, well, not a similar story like that, but someone tried to scam me, and it was so believable. I almost gave them my card info until I'm like, wait, you know what? I'm not gonna give you my information. I'm gonna call the court office and just make a payment that way. And they just immediately hung up. And I'm like, oh my goodness, like they're just, it's just, people will try anything. And I just feel like we definitely have to be in our time, just have to be alert. So learning from this, what was your takeaway now? Like what are you doing to prevent future scams and future fraud in your accounts, and just in general?
I'm watching every transaction on my bank statements. Literally just like a hawk. I'm watching everything, and anything that doesn't look good, I'm calling the bank and disputing it immediately. That's the way you've got to do it. I've got to do it, and I'm not gonna be nickel and dime even. It's not gonna be I'm not gonna do it anymore. So
yes, and my advice for scams, if it's too good to be true, it's probably
it is.
Right. So guys, please, like, I seen scams from, I think I got a job and they mailed me the check or before I even started working, and I seen scams like, I'm making a deposit for a house that I want for rent, and I seen things like, I gave my money for someone that they're gonna ship me this equipment. No, it does not work. Please just be very alert.
Yes.
And don't give anybody your PIN or bank information.
Don't do it.
That is very private. Don't even give your number to strangers. I mean, your phone to strangers so they can go on it. Because I've seen a scam in New York where they literally just have a little tapper and they can take money from your account just by grabbing your phone and tapping that thing. So guys, you need to be very alert as tech just advances, as technology advances. You need to advance as well, and just be smart and just be alert and just be like, question and be like, okay, why are you calling me? No, let me call that number directly. Not the number you give me to call. I'm gonna call with the research that I did, So my scam, for me, what I have experienced is someone called me from a Virginia number, which I used to live over there. And they're like, well, you having a warrant out for your arrest? And I was like, well, I haven't lived over there in like over 10 years. They're like, yeah, you had a court date and you did not show up. And I was like, well, I had, I don't live there anymore. So I don't, I didn't get any letter saying I had a court date, because then I would have just told you guys I no longer live there. They're like, well, you're going to have to do a verification that you are who you say you are. And it's going to be like a $20, I don't know, like verification thing. And they would not get out. That's one thing that's how you know it's scam. Once they call you, they do not want you to hang up. So, hey, when in doubt, click it, okay? Because he just wanted me to stay on the phone, and I was like, you know what? Like, this doesn't seem right. I just like something in my gut. So like, this does not seem right. And let me tell you, they had the whole shebang. He was pretending he was at some like detention officer, whatever office, and that and he sent me the actual like uh documents via text, like, hey, this is the court date, this is when you had to be there. My whole scam thing was like, you had jury duty, you did not show up, and now you have a warrant out for your arrest. And keep in mind, I haven't lived in Virginia in over 10 years, so I believed that. I was like, oh my gosh, like maybe I didn't get in the mail, so it just made sense. He knew all my addresses where I have lived and all that stuff. So I was like, oh my gosh. But it was weird when he wouldn't let me hang up. He said, no, I could take a payment. I'm gonna send you the link to your text. I was like, no. So I text my group chat like, hey, this is happening. He's saying I have a warrant out for my arrest. He's saying that I have to pay like some sort of signature verification to verify it's me and that I don't live there anymore and all this stuff. Well, they're like, Rosa, hang up and call the court directly or call the county office directly. And as soon as I told him, I'm like, hey, you know what? I'm going to call. He just hung up. He hung up. So if you have anybody who's like, oh, you have no warrant out for your arrest because you didn't go to jury duty, guys, look into it. If someone calls me like, oh yeah, you have an Amazon package, you need to look in. Guys, you can't just believe every single thing you see. You cannot, you just have to have a lot of discernment and a lot of wisdom. And I just believe that together we are stronger. So if you have any doubts, connect with your community group. Like, hey, I have this going on. Like, I'm not sure if it's a scam or not, or I have, whatever. I want to rent this home, but they're wanting a down payment, and I haven't even seen the home, or I went to go see it, but I haven't. You'll see red flags. And if you need help because you just don't know, ask someone in your community group or someone in someone that you trust and someone that that's good in that category, because we all have different gifts and talents, right? So what would you say that that your takeaway from all this would be?
Take control of their situation, because the fraudsters they're so smart, and they don't care. I mean, they just want what they want, and they do not care about like anybody else but themselves.
If you have any good advice on how to prevent fraud or getting scammed, please let us know as well, so we can let others know, because it's all about awareness. It's all about letting people know so they will not fall for those scams. So let us know if you have any advice or any tips that you have for people to not fall into scams and fraud. That way we can share with others, and that way we can help to prevent all this, okay? Because we are stronger together. So I'm so sorry that you went through that. I'm just so happy she's here. Like, she has come such a long way. And is there anything else you would like to say at all?
No, just glad to be here and alive, and I love you, Miss Rosa.
I love you, Miss Sandra. Thank you for doing this.
It takes a lot to get on camera because I'm actually very shy. So
yeah, like I said, this took a lot.
Yes,
because scammers do want to make you feel so like, oh my God, why didn't I catch on, or why can I have done, like they get a kick, I guess. Scammers, they do really just take advantage of people at their worst. They really do go for the vulnerable. So I do want to say that it's not your fault. If this happened to you, it's not your fault. Sandra, this is not your fault. People shouldn't be doing that in the first place, to be honest. I can't believe we live in a world where that's what they do all day. They come up with ideas to scam hardworking people, as life is like, if life wasn't as hard already. They're scamming everyday people, hardworking people, just barely like trying to make ends meet, or so I just don't understand it. But we're just stronger together. If it happened to you, just comment. If you want to talk to Sandra, if you have any questions for her, comment. But yeah, so I really appreciate everybody's time, and thank you.
Thank you. God bless.
Hi.